We are unequivocally and proudly pro-choice and always will be.
If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
Well, as far as we can tell, there isn't a federal election going on in Canada right now. And if there was, we'd like to at least think that we would know about it. But if you were just following the Liberals and Justin Trudeau over the past month, you might be mistaken, because everything they do these days looks a lot like campaigning. Attacking the opposition every time they speak, whipping up partisan hostilities, and injecting divisive wedge issues into our political discourse, mainly abortion. 2 weeks ago, a viral video emerged of Justin Trudeau leaving one of his campaign-style town hall events where he decided to pick on and debate someone of his own intellectual stature over the issue of abortion, a kid. Now, despite the fact that the legacy media and Liberal MPs were sharing this tweet, sharing this video, and proudly displaying their leader's ability to debate a kid, to a lot of Canadians, this video doesn't really pass the smell test. In fact, to a lot of them, it smells a lot like Liberal propaganda. And when Trudeau used that same viral clip of him debating an unprepared kid in what appears to be a campaign video, many Canadians are now convinced that what they were looking at was nothing more than a Liberal campaign ad. So that's the common question of the episode. If you've seen the clip of Trudeau debating the kid, do you think this was staged or do you think it was real? Let me know in the comments. Drop a like in the video. Help us out by subscribing to the True North YouTube channel. And let's get into it. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that many Canadians have collectively resigned themselves to suspending all disbelief at what this Prime Minister might say or do. We've all seen the gaffes. We've all seen the outrageous statements. It's pretty tough to surprise Canadians when it comes to Justin Trudeau these days. But if you've been on Twitter over the past few weeks, you've likely come across this viral video. In fact, every Liberal MP has shared it, proudly displaying their leader in action, that you really can't get away with not seeing it. But before we show you the video, there are some clear and obvious questions that remain unanswered. For example, who is the kid in the video? Where is the original footage from the kid debating Trudeau? And why is there only one angle of this viral interaction when obviously hundreds of people around the Prime Minister have their phones out and are filming this? These are some very basic and reasonable questions to ask about a video the Liberals are now using to campaign off of. Let's watch this video and you tell me what you think in the comments.
Our dental program that is going to help low-income families be able to send their kids to the dentist. Would you support that?
I'm not fully into it. I just know.
Well, you don't think?
I'm for sure I'm against abortion.
Hang on. We'll put that aside for a second. You don't think low-income families should have access to dental care?
I think they should.
You think they should?
Yeah.
Well, Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party voted against that. Okay. So already you see the party you support. The party you support. Doesn't.
I'm not fully
doesn't support.
I'm more PPC. I'm not really
more PPC.
Yeah.
Okay. So why is that? Why are you PPC?
I think they're mostly Christian. I think I'm against the vaccine mandate.
Okay, so mostly Christian. So you don't think we should be supporting Muslims?
So before we even get to the abortion stuff, the supposed adult in this debate, Justin Trudeau, is already losing to the kid. What kind of an adult responds to someone saying they're Christian like that? Oh, you're mostly Christian, so you don't think we should be supporting Muslims? What? Who responds that way? He just did the Kathy Newman meme.
So you don't think we should be supporting Muslims?
How embarrassing.
No, I think I would support everyone.
You should support everyone.
I think mainly liberal abortion is against Christianity. I think
okay. Do you think that women should have the right to choose what happens to their own bodies?
Personally, no.
No, you think you should be able to choose what happens to a woman's body?
Well, I think if they're sleeping around, they shouldn't be allowed to abort the baby. Personally, I'm pro-choice.
Wow. Wait, you just say you're pro-choice.
No.
You're pro-choice. No, you're not pro-choice.
No, I'm pro-life.
Okay, pro-life. Yeah. And you don't think women should be able to make choices what they do with their bodies?
With abortion, no, personally no.
Why not? Why not?
Because it was their choice to sleep around. They have to.
No. Whoa. That is. So a woman who is raped should be able to get an abortion?
I'd say that's. Sure, that's where it gets complicated.
No, it doesn't get complicated.
But that's
it's either yes or no.
That's super specific example. So
no, but it's an all too common example. Like right? Women get raped all the time.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's something we have to take seriously.
But 95...
So let's talk about that specific example. Should a woman who was raped be able to get an abortion?
I'm split on it, 50-50. But I think 95...
No. You are not in favor of saying yes. A woman who was raped should be able to choose to not bear that child?
I honestly don't know.
It sounds like you need to do a little more thinking and a little more praying on it as well.
So there are some very bizarre things going on in that video, to say the least, and we're going to try and go through as many of them as we can, but if I miss any, Please let me know in the comments. One of the notable things that sticks out to me is that the kid debating the Prime Minister is turning on and turning off the video camera while he's debating the Prime Minister. Why would he stop the video recording halfway through the interaction and then turn it on again and then turn it off again? That is very strange to me. The second bizarre thing about this video is that this supposed pro-life teenager seems woefully unprepared to debate anyone in Canada on the issue of abortion, let alone the most pro-abortion Prime Minister in Canadian history. Now, if you've talked to any pro-life Canadians about the issue of abortion, especially young pro-life Canadians like myself, you would know that we are not that unprepared for a debate. We know what we're talking about. In this 2-minute video, this kid forgets what side of the debate he's on.
I'm pro-choice.
Wow. Oh, wait, you just say you're pro-choice. You're pro-choice. No, you're not pro-choice.
And then he says he's what's it called? Oh, pro-life.
I'm what's it called? Pro-life.
Okay, pro-life.
Again, if you've ever talked to a pro-life Canadian about abortion, they will never tell you that they are what's it called? Pro-life. They at least know what side of the debate they're on. And finally, a very strange thing about this video is the fact that basically every Liberal MP shared the video and used a very similar line of messaging in their quote tweet of the video, almost like it's campaign propaganda. Talib Noor Mohammed, the Liberal MP. This is worth a watch for 3 reasons. PM Trudeau leaves no doubt as to our government's commitment to always protect a woman's right to choose. It's a reminder that there are people who don't think a woman should choose what happens to her body, and it's a masterclass. A total masterclass. The Prime Minister debating an unprepared kid. A woman's right to choose is a human right, period. While some dare to question it, our government will continue to stand up and defend it at every single opportunity. That's how Liberals think about abortion. How dare you question abortion? How dare you question the right to kill a baby in the womb? How dare you? That's how they think. This is leadership. A Prime Minister open and willing to engage, willing to dialogue, but never compromising a woman's rights. Ever. Oh yeah, a Prime Minister willing to engage with a teenager. You get the picture though. Canned responses to an evenly matched debate between the Prime Minister and a teenager, and then canned Liberal quote tweets sharing that video. And just to really hammer home the point that this video was totally unscripted, totally raw, totally natural, the Prime Minister followed that up over the weekend with what appears to be a campaign video discussing this clip exactly. Totally unscripted.
You might have seen this video recently. It was from a conversation I had with a young man on the issue of being pro-choice. In the days following this video getting out there, I got a whole bunch of comments and suggestions from friends and supporters who said, oh, you could have said this, or you should have laid out that, to really make clear what your stance is. So I wanted to take a moment right now to emphasize that our government will always stand up and take action to protect access to reproductive health services. We've increased access to the abortion pill right across the country, which helps people in rural and remote areas. We're working with partners across the country to ensure better access to safe and inclusive reproductive health services, and we're holding provinces to account when they're not delivering on their obligations. In the House of Commons, in 2021, when a Conservative MP brought in legislation to restrict abortion access, Liberal MPs stepped up and voted it down. With attacks on reproductive rights around the world, it's really important that we not take things for granted, that we continue to stand up unequivocally. So let me be very clear. This government will never tell a woman what to do with her body. We are unequivocally and proudly pro-choice and always will be.
This government is proudly and unequivocally pro-choice and always will be, except for the 2.5 years when they told men and women what to put in their body if they want to be able to travel their own country, to get on a plane or a train, or to receive basic government services, or to just have a night out at a restaurant. They're pro-choice when it comes to having an abortion, when it comes to killing a baby, but they're not pro-choice when it comes to the vaccine. You can take that one to the bank. But there's nothing to see here. This is definitely not a campaign video using a divisive wedge issue to put into our political discourse. It's definitely not what's going on. It's just an organic reaction to a totally raw, viral clip, right? Absolutely. Don't question anything these days. Otherwise, it'll just be a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. And as standard practice to every single Justin Trudeau video posted to Twitter, the comments underneath the video are absolutely ruthless. How perfectly does this statement sum up the Liberals? A ridiculous reassurance as a response to a faked question. Pure theatrics, nothing substantive. This government will never tell a woman what to do with her body. 15 months ago, we were getting beaten and trampled in Ottawa because you were telling men, women, and children what to do with their body. Hypocrites. This video solidifies my belief that it was all staged. Oh, Paul, don't question the government. There's never any reason to question the government, especially this one, except for when it comes to the vaccine, right? Anyone who doesn't take vaccines is a racist misogynist. Did Trudeau really say that?
C'est des convaincre, mais il y a aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination.
Ils sont extrémistes.
Qui croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. C'est un petit groupe, mais qui prend de la place.
Oh yeah, no he did. But he's really pro-choice. He's unequivocally pro-choice.
We are unequivocally and proudly pro-choice and always will be.
The Prime Minister isn't known for being adept at most things, but one thing he is for sure good at is taking American political issues and bringing them into Canada to divide the Canadian population. He did that with guns, and he's doing it with abortion. You see, right now, abortion is back in the American news cycle. No better time than to inject it into Canadian politics when no one is talking about it. That video of Justin Trudeau debating and managing to lose to an unprepared kid is totally real. Don't let yourself question it. All right, that's going to do it for us today on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Harrison Faulkner, and this is Ratioed.